guys, this is Mary from Linbay Machinery. Today I will introduce you a regular profile medium duty upright rack production line, which is just finished these days, and it's ready for run. Now currently it's in a commissioning phase. That you can see on my hand, this is a formed upright rack samples, and it will work with this is the connector, bracing, and also they will work with the connectors, step beams or box beams, and shelf panels in medium and heavy duty warehouse systems. You know, the upright racks are a very essential component in our warehouse system. It has a level of thickness and strength to enhance its intensity to support the heavy of the goods on it. So back to our machine. This production line will include the decoiler and the leveler and the servo feeder. And you can see the big guy is the punch press system and the roll former. And the last is the hydraulic post cart, then the out tables. Okay, now let's have a look at it. For each production line, we usually start with the uncoiler. An uncoiler is for supplying the raw material for the whole process. And here, this is a 5-ton hydraulic decoiler. The biggest advantage of a hydraulic decoiler compared to a manual one is the hydraulic one can keep the machine work more smoothly and steadily. Also, it can help us to save a lot in manpower cost. And you can see there is an arm press. This is for avoiding the harm to our workers. Also, according to the thickness and the yield strength of the coils. So the thickness of the material here used is from 2 mm to 2.75 mm. It's quite thick, and the yield strength of the steel coil is over 300 PMA. In this case, a leveler will be necessarily needed. A leveler, it's a precision machine used to remove the tension on the coil and to eliminate the crossbows on the surface of the coil. So that is to say, a leveler is necessarily needed when the material thickness is over 1.5 mm or the yield strength of the material you used is over 300 MPa. Here, then, after the leveler, here this is a servo feeder equipped with the next punch press system. A servo feeder is very necessary needed when we have a production yield or speed requirement. It will equipped with a separate control cabinet to control the speed and the measuring length of it. And then you can feel the speed of it. This one is a punch press system. It's very big, and the biggest advantage of it is very fast. Once you set the mode on it, it can punch very fast. The frequency of it can reach to 40 to 60 times per minute. and the downforce pressure of it can be over 110 tons. You can see the power is very big, and you can change the mode too, just by one operator, and the mode is designed by your profiles. And then you can see the holes on it. It's usually a very regular holes, so this ensures its high efficiency too. And usually the punch press will come out of the factory with a cabinet already, but we will design and make a separate cabinet to cooperate with the punch press system and our whole line. And this is one of our specialty too. This is for control the length and for emergency stall or speed of it. Okay, after the punch system, you can see there is easy equipment like a limit sensor to avoid the damage to the machine and the coils. And after that, it's guide and feeding equipment, which is usually for not tilted and twisted of the coils. Then after that, it's our main reforming part. And here you can see this is an iron cast and a gearbox drive for the power transmission. The iron cast structure is nowadays the strongest way to frame the whole line in or around the world. And it's very stable and durable too. Compared to the wall panel structure, it's poured in one piece, so it's very stable. It's like a towering tree rooting in the ground. And in another way, not only this one, the gearbox drive, it can withstand more tension, work faster, and bearing higher load. Compared to the traditional chain drive mode, it can be much more longer surface run and much easier to repair, for it's like one by one separate individuals. It's better for later maintenance. And also here, you can see several motors here. This is for control the automatic adjustment function. You can change the data on the PLC board on the behind, and then the motor will supply the power of it and the rollers, and they can move backward or forward on the guide rails, then to change the gap between the rollers. In this way, to have automatic bottom weight change effect. So after the roll forming, then comes to our next cut part from the hydraulic station and the valve. You can tell it's a hydraulic post cart. A hydraulic cart can make the cutting surface more smooth and more flat and also more beautiful. Okay, so this is our entire upright rack production line procedure and configuration. And this is just a regular profile. Also we have a C profile or according to your profiles. Every single production line is all customized by your profile and your needs. And you can see this whole production line is rather top configuration. Of course, you can see you have a punch press and a flying cart and the servo feeders all equipped. The whole production speed of it can be 15 millimeters per minute. Also, this is all according to your requirement and budget too. And also you may be worried about the installation and the commission about the machine. Because this COVID-19 situation, there's no worry for that. We will debug the machine before leaving the factory and make sure it can begin to produce after it arrived in your country. And also, our warranty time for the whole line is 2 years and 5 years for the motor powers. Also, and a whole life after seal service. If you have any questions, question, you can always ask us. We will all very glad to help you. And like what I said, it's all customized by your profile. We are always here. So if you are interested in our machines, please subscribe our channels for our further cooperation. Thank you. Goodbye.